Okay, we're having a hard time staying on connected. I don't know why. Oh! Shoot, I can't focus on them. I wish I want going through the windshield. Pretty cool, huh? So there are a lot of tree swallows here. Boy, do we, we see a lot of interesting stuff, I have to say. Anything can happen. I see a robin. Cute. I think I just heard a mourning dove. And, hold on one second. Yes, I see it. And it's the one that I'm hearing, I believe. Difficult from here to see anything. Doesn't look like there's much more water than there had been last week. If anything, there's less. Again, I had mentioned earlier rain in upstate New York. I don't know if Montezuma received much rain. I'm just looking over the field down there with binoculars right now. I have to wonder about something. What is that? Not sure if it's anything or not, and this may not be the best way to look, but okay, looks like nothing. One second, let me try again. No, maybe nothing. Okay. Well, while we're here, let me give you a look at what I am seeing, which isn't much. There are Canada geese out there. I don't know what the white is. I haven't looked at it with binoculars. I'm guessing gulls, but I don't know. We're going to move on to the viewing area, I think. It's hard for me to see much further to the left portion of the field down below. I do see a great blue heron down there. Well, let's go on ahead and see if we can catch sight of anything worthwhile. We're seeing this. I'm hoping, for more rain. As I'd like to have more water around and have, East Road serve as, I think I might see an egret down there, serve as a more of a draw in the fall, for snow geese and Canada geese and anything else. But, if it's going to dry up, I don't know. It might not be. Also, sandhill cranes. Might have just heard a yellowthroat. I think I did. Oh, wait, what did I just see? Oh, great blue heron just flew overhead. Okay, let me just take a quick look with binoculars. I do see a number of herons, at least a couple great egrets. Oh! Oh. What do I see in the distance? Well, don't just sit there. Get on the other camera. One second. Let me see what I can do. Oh boy. They are far away. Trying to get things steady too. So more cranes than we've been seeing, and you know, they're so far away, and actually they're now, if it looks like they're going to be slowly but surely heading towards an area where we cannot see them at all. I think I just heard a Caspian tern. Anyway, good to see them. I don't know if they include like the, you know, the families we've been seeing of late. No idea. Okay, let me just look around a little bit with binoculars still. If I had to guess, the answer is yes, but who knows? I was looking with binoculars. I caught sight of those just in time to kind of catch them. But again, we're having problems here because of the bright sunshine here. Let's, while we have a chance, look down around at things, including some of the other things I want to show you. I just can't do better on those. I'm sorry. It's just, the conditions are just bad for that. That doesn't help. Sorry, again, we're dealing with long distances, and that because of the distances and the sunshine, I cannot give you a clear view. Hold on a second. Oops, sorry. Not sure who that is there. We also have some vegetation that gets in our way here, looking through grasses, so that doesn't help either. Okay, it's hard to tell where what I've shown you and what I haven't, to be honest with you. That the area where we initially saw the sandhill cranes, right now I cannot see any of them back there. Now we did see some fly away from there, but I currently cannot see any of them. And there's also in the air saw it for a second. Looks like a turkey vulture, I believe. And I want to still look at let's try to look at those, what I had suspected initially to be gulls. Let's see if my suspicions are correct. They do look like gulls. I don't know if there are any terns there mixed in with them. Okay, and I just want to look for a couple more things, and if I don't see anything special, we're going to move on. I fear I have not shown you the all the great blue herons that I've seen, and I have not shown you, I don't believe I've shown you any of the egrets. I've seen a couple. Let's at least look at one just so I can prove that I'm not crazy. They're right there. And I thought I had seen another one. Oh, there it is. Over here. And let me just look again with binoculars. Okay. It just shows how important timing is. You know, if we had reached this point just a few minutes later, we would have missed the sandhill cranes. As it is, I'm not sure I know where the three that we saw flying a little bit closer to us, I'm not sure where they are. Anyway, it's time for us to move on. And to the next location. Turkey vulture up above, but I'm not sure if it's the same one we had seen from a distance or not. I have to say it seems unlikely, so it could be a second one. I don't know. first, I believe that same day, I had tried to drive down Towpath Road, which is just, you know, it's in awful condition. And not only was it in bad condition, but I ended up not seeing anything. And then I believe it was the same day that I came here, kind of by accident. And I looked down and I just was amazed by, all that I could see. Okay, we're going to try something. Oh, shoot. Wish we were closer, but oh, there's going to be a car coming underneath. It may startle them all. This is what we see on the wires. Well, the car that I had feared would drive under just did. Still pretty neat. Okay, 1 second or two. I'll just tend to a couple things. I would say that's an example of the sort of thing I've mentioned before, where sometimes you see bird times before, but see a number of starlings. Now, I had seen a bunch of starlings before, but I'll just give you a quick look. Now, these could be the same starlings, but we had connection issues at the time, so it could be they're the same starlings. I don't know. I don't know if you saw them originally. Back to what I was saying, I think all the time of going to sapsucker woods in the wintertime, and someone who's not as familiar with birding might just assume that I'm wasting my time, and almost every minute of my time might be wasted in terms of actually seeing something out of the ordinary or whatever. But let's say I don't know, you get an especially beautiful view of black-capped chickadee on bare branches with maybe some icicles around or something like that. That could be an interesting thing to see, and maybe the photo of a lifetime. So that's why we keep going to these places. I mentioned last week, we're heading into August, and for sapsucker woods, that's often, in my own opinion, like the month with the least activity of the year. And August, and a particularly poor, let's say, May. It's still worth going because it's really interesting. Maybe you get a great view of a green heron, for instance, or who knows what. I mean, that's why it's worth the trouble. Saw a whole bunch of pigeons. I guess you could qualify them as being at Mays Point. I didn't count them. Probably at least 10. And I just saw a woodpecker fly through. And now I can't see it. If I had to guess, I'm hearing an American bullfinch. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe northern flicker, but I don't know. Didn't see the white rump. I don't know. Interesting that you can see some damp spots on the pavement ahead of us. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, you can. So, it looks like rain has recently come through at least this little area. Maybe not much rain. I don't hear anybody. Okay, I'm going to stop here for a moment or two. And within line of sight of the great crested flycatcher nest, but we haven't seen activity there in weeks. And while I'm waiting, I'll look around. believe I see a downy. And I see a what is that? I don't know if that's a turkey vulture. And you're not going to know either unless I get it right on camera. Kind of looks like an eagle to me. I may be wrong, but that's what it looked like. By the way, you're looking at this stand of trees, and I asked at the specifically at the desk today at the visitor center, and now it's a person I've seen there before, but I've never spoken with her before, not in any kind of real conversation anyway, and she wasn't sure where any red-headed woodpeckers might be, but it was her understanding that they're not here in this usual stand of trees. Not this year. This may be the downy that I saw already. Is that a downy? And was there another one? Maybe. Oh, who's this? Looks like a robin, I believe. It's not coming through very well, but that's what it looks like. Yes, a robin. Just took off too. And an American goldfinch. Yeah. One thing I've read about red-headed woodpeckers is they are, pretty territorial, and they'll make efforts to. I don't know if I read this. I read it a while ago. I don't know if they make efforts to clean out nests of their own rivals, or they just keep any kinds of nests cleaned out. But I believe we saw such behavior last year. So the point is, there's always the hope that even if they aren't spending time in that stand of trees, maybe if we're lucky one of these days, we'll see one that has come over to just inspect any other former nesting sites or potential nesting sites of others. So you never know. Sounds good. But anyway, as for red-headed woodpeckers, we have not seen one this year. Just landed here. Yeah. think we're going to do what we have been doing, and that is we'll get out of the car and go and look and see if there's anything worth seeing. But we're going to do things a little differently. Okay. Like I said, we'll do things a little differently. And see if it's worth staying here. Maybe, it may not be. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Come on. So what I'm going to do is, rather than go and check to see if it's worth staying, I'll take you with me. And that way, at least, you'll just get a look at things this week for a change, just to show you why it hasn't been really worth staying here of late. And same thing is going to be true, I think, at Shockey Pool. I may just keep this, we'll stay with this camera. Oh, I can't do this in the car.